Welcome to Intro Skippers, the show where we love streaming shows so much we skip the intro so we can watch it faster. That's what the title means. A lot of people don't understand it, but there you go.
Yeah, we did it. We finally explained it on episode 30 or something. We figured it out.
Yay! I'm Kim. I am an entertainment reporter.
I'm Jason. I'm an entertainer.
And here we are.
Yeah.
I actually just had a job interview of some sort to do more entertainment journalism. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah.
I hope that happens.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't tell me how much it pays yet, so I'm a little worried, but we'll see.
Hey, maybe it pays an exposure.
Oh, well, bye. Exposure does not pay for my living arrangements or my food or anything at all, really. Please don't pay me an exposure. Please don't pay anyone an exposure if you do that kind of thing.
It happens in the music business all the time.
It happens in news, too. My first internship was totally unpaid.
That
It
seems
turns out
illegal.
there was at the time, only one local news shop in LA that paid interns, and that was ABC.
Huh.
Yeah.
And you were not at ABC.
And I was not at ABC.
Yeah.
I wish I was at ABC so I can make a very nominal amount of money. It's better than nothing.
Now, what we'll probably say in the title is that this is a mini episode. And what's going to happen is I just got done traveling. Like, I literally just got off of a plane.
Yesterday, you were in a different time zone.
You're about to get on a plane soon. So the next 3 episodes, folks, are going to be mini episodes because we at least want to give you something. But we are slammed, which is good for our work. Right?
That's right, everyone. Slam to the jam. It's Space Jam time. No, I'm going on a trip out of the country, and I will not be bringing a microphone. So we're doing this now, and we're going to do a little bit different because it's necessity. But,
yeah, pretty much.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Jason about a show that I am really into that I've been watching. And the next episode, he will surprise me with a show that he has seen all of and I don't know anything about. And it'll be just kind of coming to understand the show. I will be spoiling this one. So
yeah, and I'm going to spoil mine too.
Ahead of time. Well, I actually would prefer that you do, or I'm really not going to understand what's going on.
Okay, great.
So my show is Dexter Resurrection. And this show is currently airing on Showtime / Paramount. And it is, at the time of this recording, it has not aired its season finale. There is a leak out there of the season finale, allegedly. It looks like it's pretty convincing. However, I didn't see it, and I won't be talking about it because while I'm okay with spoilers, and I hope you are too, if you're listening to this, I think it's a little uncool for me to participate in a leak, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Do you think that it got leaked because it sounds like they're not renewed?
No,
for season
they're
2?
almost certainly renewed. The ratings have been extremely high for this season.
Okay.
Though I will point out they canceled Dexter. Hold on. I think it's called Dexter Legacy.
What's
it's
that?
Pretty much a prequel. Yes, Dexter Legacy. It's a prequel to when Dexter just first starts working at the Miami Police Department, and Deb is still in school, and their dad is played by Christian Slater. Sarah Michelle Gellar is in it in a role that doesn't make sense to me, but sure. And it's honestly a pretty good show, and the casting is spot on. What I've heard, the scuttlebutt is that the new heads of Paramount only want one Dexter show on. And the other one, which is Dexter Resurrection, which I will be talking to you about, is one, it stars Michael C. Hall, which the other one doesn't. And 2, it's doing really well. And I gotta say, this show is extremely good. I see it as a callback to when the original Dexter was at its best. If you're on the fence, I say watch it and then come back and listen to the spoilers with me and Jason later. And if you're okay with, hearing the spoilers, just do nothing. And I'm going to tell you what happens leading up to the finale. The cast is extremely strong. The setup is good. The show is interesting. Again, this is like the best Dexter is back. It's menacing, sometimes funny. It's very entertaining. Some of the criticism, I would say, is that the dialogue is a little cringy at times, and I dislike almost every needle drop moment. I don't think it has worked.
You
For
know,
instance, there's a new character, and she only listens to one song over and over, and it's Staying Alive. And it's really annoying, to be honest. And a lot of the music is either really inappropriate or too on the nose, I found.
is it a lot of the same writers from the original Dexter?
I don't know, but I can find out by the end of this.
Because that was one of my problems with the original Dexter, was some of the dialogue felt very exposition-y.
Mm-hmm.
But the first Dexter came out at a different time where they were trying to, I felt like, bridge the gap between a premium service show and get people that still liked to watch Law and Order or something and ring them in,
I really liked this show. I mean, I watched the original during the pandemic because I watched all of 6 Feet Under, and I was thinking, oh, who's this actor who plays David? He's so good. What's this other show? Dexter? I've heard so much about it. I'll watch it. But to answer your question from just a second ago, writers Clyde Phillips and Scott Reynolds from the original have returned for Dexter Resurrection. So there is some crossover with the past. I loved seeing a return of many known characters from the original. I think so much that was right with Dexter was captured in the show, despite, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's really good. And if you had fun watching the first few seasons of Dexter, maybe Trinity era, I would say you would like this show. So I'm going to tell you about it. Jason, please ask questions. And interject whenever you feel like it. I don't want to feel like I'm just talking and talking and talking, which is a habit of mine. And
well, it's good that you're in news.
Yeah,
right?
Well, because sometimes they'll be like, just vamp, and I'll talk for 5 solid minutes.
That happened to me at Dragon Con this weekend. There was a problem with one of my musicians' amps. And so while they were fixing the amp, this is, of course, in the middle of the show. While they were fixing the amp, I had to vamp. And I told a story, and I just kept stretching it.
And you just kept rhyming words, and you were like, stamp, tramp, camp, lamp. And the audience was like, yeah!
They were really into that.
Yeah, that sounds plausible. So I have to ask, how much of Dexter have you seen, or the Dexter universe?
I have seen very little. I've actually only seen the first season of the first Dexter. And I know that it got a lot better. But much like you, I started watching it later.
Yeah.
And so seeing season 1 in 2025 of the original Dexter, certain things don't hold up. Certain things do, but certain things don't. But I understand the appeal of it. I thought it was really cool. I thought the premise of it was cool.
Yeah, serial killer of serial killers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, how cool is that, right?
That's a very good concept, and it's what really sets Dexter apart from any of the other killers in the show. And I'm going to jump ahead. There was a lot of them in this season.
Okay.
So,
well, the world has changed, too. I mean,
yeah, it's literal decades later.
But crappily enough, there are more killers in our world too. So it sort of tracks. I don't know. It feels like it.
There could be many that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
There's lots of things to be scared of, Jason.
Okay.
We're all gonna die.
Right. Yeah, we are. Jonan Vasquez pointed that out at the panel that I hosted this weekend at Dragon Con, and he said, yeah, we're all going to die. And then for some reason he pointed at me and he said, Jason is going to die. And
wow, I think he's going to kill you.
He might. And someone in the crowd...
Interesting.
Someone in the crowd yelled, tonight!
No!
But they were wrong, because I'm still alive.
No conspiracies to kill Jason. How many times do I have to tell you, world?
How many times? Oh,
How many times have we been over this?
I'm in big trouble. Anyway,
no
all right.
Murdering.
Back to Dexter.
All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Well, Dexter is the serial killer, serial killers. I think you're pretty familiar of his job as a forensic blood spatter analysis technician at Miami Metro PD. And he used his position to like satisfy his dark passenger, which is something in his brain that is kind of personified. It's like the personified urge to kill. And his dad made him go by a code, and that's why he only kills people who follow very specific rubrics for, you know, if they have done horrible things, if they have caused other people pain and death, he will find a way to not get caught and kill them methodically as kind of an avenging, you know, vigilante of sorts. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, there was a follow-up after Dexter's pretty poorly received finale called Dexter Resurrection. No, Dexter Bloodlines. This is Dexter Resurrection. So just to catch you up, because this comes after that show, and not a lot of people watched it. It was different tonally.
Okay.
So 10 years after the Dexter finale, Dexter is living in an alias in a small snowy town in New York State. He's dating the police officer of the town, or police chief of the town, Angela, and just trying to suppress his urges to kill and be a normal man. But his son, who you don't know, I guess he has, but he had a son in the original series with his wife, Rita, before she was murdered. And he gets taken away at some point after his mother is murdered in the original show. He comes back into Dexter's life. He tracks him down, and he shows signs of being like Dexter. So the dark passenger is awoken again in Dexter's brain. He kills again, and he tries to teach Terracin one, skills, you know, his really methodical way of doing this without getting caught, and two, the code, do it in the right way. And they team up and they take down a serial killer who was targeting young women. But his son, Harrison, by the way, his dad's Harry, his son's Harrison, learns the full scope of Dexter's past deeds and sees him more as a monster than an avenger or a hero. So Dexter also breaks the code and kills an innocent police officer. So Harrison confronts him and shoots him dead in the snow before walking away. That's the finale.
Did he ever break the code in, you know, previous seasons?
Arguably, yes.
Okay.
But it's not often.
Okay.
It's not his MO. I think he's done a few mercy kills as well. Oh, he's definitely done a few mercy kills. He mercy killed his sister Deb. He mercy killed Margot Martindale off the top of my head. So yeah. Okay, so that's where we leave off. Where we
that's
open
where
up.
Bloodlines ends. And how was that finale received? Better than the first finale, or still
better, but like not amazing.
Okay.
I think people were so on it.
So they're kind of 0 for 2 with finales.
I mean, maybe. I hope so, because I really like this new show.
So maybe they're going to be 1 for 3.
Maybe.
Okay.
I think the last finale wasn't bad. It's just people didn't love this series in general. Because I think the tone and the way the story was told was a little bit different than what people are used to. But it is a true return to form in Dexter Resurrection. So we open up on episode 1. Dexter wakes up from a 10-week coma after being shot. He didn't die, partially because it was so cold. His blood vessels were constricted and he couldn't bleed out as quickly. So he's haunted by visions of different people in his life. For instance, the Trinity Killer, John Lithgow, his father Harry. He sees do you remember Dokes? He was the guy who was in the police department who always suspected Dexter of being a killer, and he has a famous meme line which is surprise motherfucker.
And then memes have been made of that, like supplies motherfucker, some fries motherfucker, stuff like that.
Heart eyes motherfucker. Yeah. So he has visions of him. It was so fun to see the actor. Loved it.
That's good. Yeah.
And his old friend, Angel Batista from the Miami PD visits. So I don't know if you remember Angel, but Angel was kind of like a best friend to Dexter for a while. However, he's had strong suspicions ever since that Dexter was the Bay Harbor Butcher and not Dokes. People believe in popular culture that Dokes was the Bay Harbor Butcher, but it was really Dexter, of course. So Angel also feels that Dexter is responsible for their boss and his ex-wife's death, Maria LaGuerta. She was the chief of police. And Deb Morgan, who was Dexter's sister. Though, again, Deb was a mercy kill, and he actually didn't kill LaGuerta. Deb did. And Dokes, he also didn't kill. But, you know, I think these people have died as a result of the actions maybe Dexter has taken secondhand or the show.
Right.
It's very arguable.
Okay.
So he's just having visions of all these people in his past, including his dad, who has been dead for the entirety of the first Dexter as well.
Right. I do remember the dad flashbacks in the original Dexter series.
Well, now he kind of represents like a conscience. He's both the dad, the father figure, and kind of the dark passenger. He's like another voice who's always talking to Dexter in this series. So the dad's around a lot. Angel comes for a visit and reveals that the chief of police, who Angela was dating, her name was Angela, who Dexter was dating, recanted her accusations of Dexter being the Bay Harbor Butcher, and he actually resurrects Dexter by undoing his death certificate. So there's the resurrection. Dexter is alive. He was also living under an alias previously. I'm not sure I mentioned that.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, Harrison, who is his son, who shot him, but is very aware of Dexter's background and mythology, is now working in New York City.
I did have a question.
Yes.
That is, have you ever thought about faking your own death and living under an alias?
No, Jason. Have you?
No?
I feel like the answer is yes.
I mean, you know, I've toyed with the idea. I've never gone close
what am I running from?
Well, what if you had to run from something? That's all I'm saying. Like,
if I had to?
Right.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could. I just don't know how I would do it.
I mean, sometimes you need to be prepared. There could be a situation. You never know.
I feel like I look weird and I would be identifiable. Like, I don't think I have a face that blends in much.
I don't know.
Though I do have one celebrity doppelganger. But that's about it.
Who's your celebrity doppelganger?
Melissa O'Neill. She is one of the stars of The Rookie, starring Nathan Fillion. She was also in a show called Dark Matter, I think. I think it was called Dark Matter. I looked a lot like her. I look a lot like she looked in that series.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so Harrison is now working as a bellboy at a hotel in New York City, like a nice boutique hotel. It's not really clear how old he is. He was like 15 or 16 in the last one, but now he seems to be 18 or 19 and no time has passed. It's a little murky, but sure, I'll just roll with it. Okay. He murders a guy who was going to rape a woman out of rage. He like bonks him on the head with a toilet seat cover, or not toilet seat, toilet lid cover in the back of the tank.
Yeah.
And he kills him. I don't think he meant to kill him, but he was overcome by rage and he wanted to protect this woman from being raped. So he goes, oh no. And he covers it up using his dad's techniques. He cuts the body into 9 pieces, just like his dad taught him. He cleans the blood. He rolls them up in plastic. You know, it seems like he did a good job. But of course, he is discovered when the garbage collectors dump off the body at the dump and go, oh my God, that's a foot. So it is discovered that that's happened. It goes into the news. Dexter hears the news of it was cut into 9 identical pieces, and he goes, that's my MO. Oh my God, it's my son. He's responsible for the murder. He needs my help. So he goes to New York to help his son out.
Cool. I like it so far.
Yeah. So I think I'm going a little slow, so I'll try to speed it up. So Dexter investigates the murder. He does his classic Dexter thing where he follows around. He finds mistakes that Harrison left, like a little drop of blood. He cleans it off. He replaces curtains. He hides the murder weapon. He covers his tracks expertly. He also befriends a rideshare driver, Blessing Kamara, And he is a very sweet man. He has like a close-knit family. He shows Dexter the ropes and gets him interested in driving for the rideshare too, because Dexter essentially has no job and he's in New York, which is expensive. He also takes Dexter in as his like renter in his basement room of his house. Very nice man. And he also brings up you need to be on the lookout, though, Dexter, because there is a serial killer who is targeting rideshare passengers or rideshare drivers.
Oh, okay. There's the twist.
And his name is the Dark Passenger. And Dexter's like, what? And internally, like, because the Dark Passenger is what he calls his internal monologue of wanting to kill and trying to deal with these destructive urges. So he's like, I'm going to get this guy. He is blowing up my spot. So he starts tracking down the Dark Passenger and figuring out his identity because he's like elusive, but he's very good and he catches up to him. Meanwhile, Harrison feels terrible. He gets questioned a little bit at the hotel he works at by a police detective, the one who listens to Staying Alive constantly, and it's very annoying. I actually don't really like this character. I feel she could have been written better. I think most of the woman characters could be written better, to be perfectly honest.
What I think about when I hear about them playing the same song over and over again is I think, oh, they must have paid like a blanket licensing fee to use that song. And like it was I don't know, they saved money or something. But that's a huge song. So, I mean,
she plays it it's like the only song she listens to, and she uses it to focus, like when she's on crime scenes or like looking over evidence at her desk. And it's like, do you really only play one song on repeat for hours and hours, you maniac?
You know, I do when I'm learning a song. If I have to perform a song and memorize it, I will do it, but not if I'm
doing it because she's a musician.
Yeah. But I do feel like a maniac when I just listen to the same song on repeat like 40 times.
Oh dear. Well, anyway, Angel is still on his trail as well. So now Dexter is entrenched in the I think it's U car, but I'm just gonna call it the rideshare scene.
Okay.
And he bonds with Blessing more, who again is the other rideshare driver who's taken him in and has become his friend. He gains focus. He gets new kill tools. Angel is still tracking him down and closing in on New York City. And he tells Quinn and Masuka, who are two people who work at Miami Metro PD, that he's resigning because he wants to pursue Dexter solo. I don't know why he needs to resign to do that. I don't know why he didn't just take a sabbatical, but okay, Angel, sure. Harrison does become the murder suspect, and he also doesn't really have anywhere to live. So he lives in vacant rooms in the hotel with the help of his friend, who is one of the housekeeping people. Her name is Elsa. So she hooks him up, helps him out. He just sleeps in the rooms that no one is sleeping in. And so Dexter finds the killer. His name is Red Schmidt, and he kills him. It's really funny, actually, because so the way the rideshare killer kills is he loops a chain around the driver's neck and pulls it tight and
like
saws their head off.
I'm assuming when they're like stopped at a red light, I'm hoping.
I think it's kind of dumb because if you saw off the driver's head, you'll die too, Red.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know, but he does that. And then Dexter like goes out of his way to like get him to be the passenger. And he puts a piece of metal under a turtleneck so he can't possibly have his head sawed off.
Ah, smart.
So he kills him. And he finds he has an invitation to a secret serial killer dinner party.
Oh, wow.
And then Dexter's like, well, I like killing serial killers. I'm going to infiltrate this party. So it is an elite serial killer dinner hosted by Leon Prater. He's like a pillar of the city, a billionaire. He is played by Peter Dinklage. He's basically like a serial killer fanboy.
Okay. Yeah, this is starting to sound like a superhero movie now or something.
Oh, it's crazy.
You know?
That's why I like it.
Okay.
Look, I don't think this is high art, but it's very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan. He also, Prater has a bodyguard who used to be in special ops. Her name is Charlie. She's played by Uma Thurman.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
They got some heavy hitters this time. And then in the serial killer party, we have Mia LaPierre, Lady Vengeance, played by Krysten Ritter, aka Jessica Jones.
Yep.
Love her.
Also great in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. And we have the Gemini Killer, who is someone who, I should mention, Lady Vengeance is a killer who has vigilante motives. She kills men who were like going to rape women, pretty much. Okay. The Gemini Killer is someone who kills in pairs. That is played by David Dasmalcian.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. So they went for it for this episode.
Truly. And then they have Eric Stonestreet as another killer. He's the ponytail killer. He kills women with ponytails. And is that all the killers? Let me make sure. I think that's all the killers. And, well, Peter Dinklage and Uma Thurman aren't killers. They just organize all the killers together. And then he took the place of the Dark Passenger, aka Red. So, there's one more person, and his name is Lowell, and he kills people with special tattoos because he's attached to their like symbolism, and like he's really nasty. He's played by Neil Patrick Harris.
What?
Right? Every single one. A banger.
How does Neil play it though? Like really just dark and sinister?
Like a creep. Like a gross creep in a bad wig.
Well, I mean, he's a good actor. But his character would go after me, possibly, right?
Yeah. He likes people who are getting tattoos done, and he kind of like tracks their journey. He finds them on social media. And then he kind of stalks them. Tattoo. And then he like cuts off the tattoo, and he's like, this is mine.
Oh,
but
boy.
He is a one-episode character because Dexter kills him. He's too gross. He is cruel, violent, lacks restraint. And so he wants to save the victim, so he kills him. Dexter style, trapped to the table with all the plastic and the knife, and making a little blood slide trophy. And let's see. Harrison feels so bad, and he nearly confesses to the police what he's been done. But Dexter, who's been watching him from the shadows, because, he shot him, he doesn't know if he wants to see his dead dad back in his life. He pops up just as Harrison is about to go to the police station and confess, and he goes, no. I'll help you. Don't do this.
And he's like, whoa, you're alive.
Yeah, Dad? I thought I killed you. Well, guess what? I killed someone else. And he feels so guilty and repentant over it. He doesn't give me the vibe that he is like Dexter, where he gets something very fulfilling out of killing.
Yeah. Well, you learn at the very first episode of the first Dexter that he is lacking some sort of
I don't buy it, though. Because Dexter always says, I'm a psycho, I don't feel anything. But he feels a lot. He has attachments to people. He understands the difference between right and wrong. I think Dexter is definitely not a true psycho. He maybe just has horrible other character flaws, like all the murders, but I don't think he's a true psychopath.
He's like a self-aware psycho or something.
He has tinges of psychopathy, but he's not a true psychopath, is my diagnosis as someone who is not qualified to diagnose. So anyway,
what do you mean? You're an expert.
He starts to get closer to Lady Vengeance because he's like, she has a code and I have a code. We both only kill horrible, bad people who are going to hurt others. So he gets closer to her, and his dark passenger, the dad, is like, she thinks you just saw people's heads off for no reason. Are you sure that's what she's about? And eventually he figures she doesn't really have a vigilante motive. She just likes killing. She loves killing for fun. She wants to kill together. And then he's like, oh, I don't know. So he frames her for a murder No, wait, no. Backtrack. He
Okay.
catches her in the act of murdering some guy because she's, quote, murder horny. And he, like, walked away from her because he didn't want to kill anyone.
Okay.
And he calls the cops on her and he's like, oh, you gotta come. Some lady vengeance is out here killing. Like a bad accent. And then she gets trapped and are arrested. But he also traps her because he drops off evidence from the murder that Harrison did, the guy's watch.
Oh, so he frames her for Harrison's death, or Harrison's murder. Yeah.
For the murder that Harrison did.
And it makes sense because Harrison killed a rapist.
That's
or
right.
A potential rapist.
Potentially. Yeah. However, the police detective is like, this doesn't quite fit the MO. This trophy of the watch is different from her other trophies. She doesn't chop people up like that last murder. And there's no fingerprints whatsoever on this watch. So that's weird. So she's kind of like, no, I don't buy this. And she keeps following the track she was following of Harrison, which is correct. But we like Harrison. Complicated feelings.
Does that mean they let Lady Vengeance go, or they still nail her for the other murders that
she is arrested? So she's taken into custody and imprisoned. And meanwhile, Prater, that is Peter Dinklage, he invites Dexter on a deadly retreat, a helicopter away. Again, he's rich and obsessed with serial killers. He actually, I didn't mention it, but he has this whole closet of different serial killer memorabilia. Like he has stuff that belonged to Ted Bundy and Ed Gein or Ed Gein, like Gein, real killers. Yeah. And he even has Dexter's slides for the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Oh, wow.
He has a hook from someone called the New York Ripper, which keeps popping up this season. I have a feeling they'll be either in the finale or next season. So yeah, they do that. And meanwhile, Uma Thurman is seen sneaking money to a shady-looking guy with a really unique look. So that's interesting. So during the helicopter trip, Dexter learns the Gemini killer is actually two guys, twins, who are sharing the role and switching off. Oh. So David Dasmalcian is playing twins.
Okay.
And Harrison decides he wants to go to college and study criminology. Yeah, let's see. Dexter. So Batista has caught up with Dexter by now, and he's closing in on him. He's hung out at Blessing's house. They're in the car together, and Dexter warns Batista to back off, leave me alone. He's been telling him this whole time, but he says pretty much, if I'm the person you think I am, this can't possibly end well for you if you keep pursuing me. But Batista keeps pursuing him, and he leaves his AirPods in his car so he can track him. And yeah. So at the retreat, I should also mention, Dexter killed one of the twins.
Oh, okay.
He caught him. He's very egotistic, so he lured him into his house, pretending to be like a big fan, and he poisons him and kills him. But then he sees him pop up for the helicopter trip, and he's like, oh, he's twins. Gemini. So at the retreat, he goads the other Gemini twin into attacking him, and Dexter kills him and in self-defense. And Harrison gets more into college. He goes to a lecture from the detective who only listens to Staying Alive. Dexter gives her advice about blood spatter for finding the New York Ripper, which is a case she's obsessed with. Angel keeps pushing closer on Dexter. We also find out that Lady Vengeance, Krysten Ritter, has killed herself in prison. But we see that the very unique-looking man who Uma Thurman bribed, orchestrated, he kind of Epsteined her.
Yeah,
you get my drift.
He's like a prison guard.
Yeah, so they clearly Peter Dinklage has ordered this to cut off a loose end. So there's only a few killers left. It's Dexter as the dark passenger and Eric Stonestreet as the ponytail killer. And I think that's it at this point, because he's killed off Gemini, he's killed off the tattoo killer, and he's killed off Lady Vengeance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they got all those celebrities.
Yeah.
Short orders. Charlie, who is Uma Thurman's character name, I keep calling her Uma Thurman, is suspicious. She keeps probing him and pursuing him on her own. Dexter kind of gets he irritates Blessing, and Blessing's mother dies of natural causes, and they have like a really nice what is it? A celebration of life, and that's a little bit aside from the point, but it's nice. And Harrison has issues with Elsa, the housekeeping friend's landlord, and he tries to help her, and he thinks about killing him, but he doesn't do it. Anyway, Dexter abducts the landlord and coerces him into stop doing illegal things. By the way, he says like everyone who's like a villain who ends up on Dexter's table, it just says like the most outlandish villainous stuff.
Is that where the dialogue was bothering you?
It's real corny, and it's like, yeah, I love doing illegal deeds and screwing over innocent families, and it's like, bro, you could write this more multidimensional. Like the rapist from episode 1, he was like, I love raping, and I'll do it again and again, and it was like, really? I don't think people say that.
No, I don't think so either.
Anyway, he pretends he's going to kill the landlord, but he doesn't, and he has like, or maybe he was going to, but then Angel interrupts him. So Dexter leaves. The landlord is freed, and he like almost runs over Angel on the way. Dexter escapes and destroys the AirPods. Angel's credibility is questioned because his actions were not legal. He had been working with the police detective who only plays Staying Alive. And he said he was a detective, and he's not. He's retired. And he brings the detective and her partner in to look at the kill room. And he goes, look at this kill room. And they're like, what was the crime? And he's like, he was gonna do a crime. And they're like, this is sloppy, which it was.
They were like, this isn't Minority Report. You can't arrest somebody for pre-crime.
You can't arrest them for putting plastic all over this store. And again, he also was impersonating an officer, which they find out. And they really don't like. Turns out cops don't like that. So
what?
Yeah, they don't like it. They don't find it funny.
Okay.
So this brings us to episode 9, the penultimate episode. This is an emotional episode. So Dexter and Harrison are eating like a meal together. It's like they're having a nice time, but then Peter Dinklage shows up and he goes like, Red, I didn't know you had a son. Because all this time Dexter has been impersonating this other man.
Right.
And he's finally discovered, no, he's Dexter.
The rideshare killer.
Yeah, but they're like, you're Dexter, the Bay Harbor Butcher. And that's partially because Angel has been doing really shoddy police work and showing like Dexter's mugshot around town. And he eventually makes it to Prater and reveals who he is, which makes Prater really excited because he's a fanboy.
Right.
So he, I'll get back to that in a second.
Okay.
But, Dexter tells Harrison all about what's been happening, the serial killer party, and that he's been killing again. And his son is like, what? What is that? What? And then Angel has been trailing Dexter, recording incriminating images. Dexter threatens Charlie, who, again, that's Uma Thurman. She seems like a pretty good person. She's just acting on Peter Dinklage Prater's orders, because she's trying to take care of her sick mother who is dying and she needs the money. Again, this is a little corny. Like, I only did these things to care for my ailing mother who I love. And I sure love causing harm to others, you know. And
I stole a loaf of bread from my dying sister.
My dying mother. And I didn't want to, but I had to. What choice did I have? You know, it's very not a lot of gray area there. So Dexter is lured to Prater's like serial killer secret room, and Angel is chained to a kill table covered in plastic, and Prater offers him a deal. If you kill Angel and join the Killer Society, I will fund your whole life. I will use my connections to protect you. I will make your life like I will be your benefactor. And I am such a big fan because the Bay Harbor Butcher is a big deal. And he just found out the Bay Harbor Butcher killed all of his other killers. And he's like, this is the coolest guy ever. I am so into him. Dexter acts like he's going to do it, but instead he cuts Batista free. And then Angel immediately attacks Dexter, which is stupid. Like, Angel's been doing nothing but stupid choices this entire season, which is annoying because he was my favorite character before this. So Prater intervenes and shoots Angel, and Angel dies. His last words are, "Dexter Morgan, fuck you." And it's really sad because nobody wanted Angel to die. You know,
Right,
he was
yeah.
this buddy character. He's shown to be a truly good person, at least in the original, well, more in the original Dexter, because he barely had anything to do besides chase Dexter this season. And he just became obsessed with catching Dexter. And, you know, yes, Dexter did all these bad things, but there's a lot of gray area because he's more of a vigilante, or maybe you don't read him as a vigilante. That's where the gray area is. So Prater traps Dexter and Angel in the room. Angel dies. Dexter is just like, no! He's so guilt-ridden and upset. And that's where we leave it before the finale.
Well, now I can just watch the finale and I'll know everything.
Now you'll know. I didn't spoil the whole thing. But yeah, unfortunately, Angel died.
Guess what?
What?
This is not a mini episode.
Is it long?
We have been going for 41 minutes.
Jason, I said I didn't want to be talking so much, and I did.
You told me to ask questions. I asked questions. I interjected when I could.
Okay. We'll have to write not a mini episode in the title.
Yeah. Well, we'll say, or yeah. But the next two, I promise everyone, the next two will be mini episodes.
My bad. Sorry, everyone. I get on a roll.
It's fine.
I wanted to break it down in depth because I wanted it to make sense.
It's all content, right? That's what we're creating.
Hashtag content. Everyone likes that shamelessness.
Hashtag everything is content. So,
well, anyway.
Well,
if we put this episode out today, Jason, the finale is still Friday. It's still fresh.
This is coming out today. It is.
Oh boy. Everyone, I did all this talking mere hours ago, or even less. Who knows?
Who knows? But so tune in next week for an actual mini episode where I explain the Netflix series Sirens.
Sure don't know anything about it. Looking forward to it.
I can't wait to tell you.
I talked a lot.
All about
I'm done. I'm tired.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Jason. And we'll catch you all next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show, 5 stars only please, anywhere you'd like, and you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform, but preferably one we're actually on. All right, thanks for getting this far. Here's a special treat just for you. I'm gonna stop talking.